Don't offend the Fae, but also don't thank them if they give you a gift, and don't eat their food, even if they offer it to you. But how do you do that without also offending them? I'm Alexandra, and I teach classes about folklore and fairy tales, and there were a couple questions being discussed in this comment section, so I'm going to talk about thanking the Fae and eating their food, and how you avoid doing those things without offending them. Let's start with the saying thank you thing. Why is it even a thing? Well, sometimes it is, and sometimes it isn't. There are many stories where if you thank a Fae, it implies that you owe them some sort of debt. And even if it's a relatively nice type of Fae, they may call in that debt in a way that you can't afford. You never want a Fae to think that you owe them a favor. But there are also stories that say not showing gratitude to a Fae that's done something nice for you is also extremely dangerous. So for example, brownies like to come into people's homes and clean them. And even though they might like doing that, you still need to show them some sign of gratitude. But you shouldn't do it by saying thank you. Instead, you should leave out some type of sweet treat for them. For Scandinavian elves, you should leave them porridge. There are all kinds of examples of this depending on where the story comes from. If you fail to show gratitude in some way, these creatures will not only stop doing your chores for you, but they will wreak absolute havoc on every aspect of your life. So your best bet is to give them some token of gratitude. But you don't want to give them too much because you want to make things even. You don't want either of you to be indebted, you don't want to make them call in a favor from you, and you don't really want them to come back and keep doing things for you. You kind of just want to cut these interactions short. So it should be something that is of equal value to whatever they've given you or done for you. If for some reason there's nothing you can give them, you can verbally express gratitude, but without using the words thank you. You could say, oh, that's so nice, or wow, this is great. Now what about the food thing? Many stories say that you're not supposed to eat any food that Fae offer you. The reasons for not eating their food vary from story to story. It could be that the food is enchanted, or that it will cause you to be stuck in the other world, the world of the Fae. So if they offer you food, how do you avoid eating it without offending them? I mean, honestly, the same way that you would avoid eating something another human offered you. If someone offered you chicken and you could tell it was undercooked, you'd find some way to say, oh, I'm all right, or actually I'm full. But be careful not to say no thank you. Remember not to use those words. There are so many different ways that you could do this, but the key is to not offend them while also making sure that they don't think you owe them anything, and most importantly, to get the heck out of there as soon as possible.